All right, I don't want to get into a big debate or open a can of worms or anything about an external breather system for your Harley. Stick around, I'll tell you why I'm taking mine off. Okay, as you see here, I got this external breather system on here. That's the little catch can and all that. It's supposed to, catch the extra oil, keep it from going down your cylinders and burning it off. Hey, it's been these things. The EGR's been around for years. It's been going on and on and on. I mean, internal combustion engines done it for years. They say this is better because it builds up carbon. Get that oil out of there. I'll tell you why I'm taking mine off. This little filter right here, it's a little breather. It's got little holes right up here on top. Okay, so the oil goes in here, this catches down, comes down two tubes and everything. Actually, hold on, let me take this cover off and show you. Okay, now we got the cover off. The way this used to work, these got a little hole in it. There's a hole runs right through here. And all this excess oil and everything gets sucked back in and burn off. What I did here is I plugged these holes off, tapped and put some little fittings in here, ran down to a catch can. This catch can, it's a breather, it's got little holes right here. The reason why I'm removing this is this throws out a mist of oil. And especially if you get caught in the rain or you wash your bike and you don't take this apart and clean it, it fills up with water. So all this right here, there's a mist of oil that just goes back all over this bike. It was getting all over the floorboard, all over my wife's shoe, all over the saddlebag. It's just a mist of oil going back. A lot of guys run this down and drop it down underneath the frame. Well, it's going to do the same thing there. It's going to throw out the mist of oil all underneath your bike, all over your back tire, and everything else. So that's the reason why I'm taking it off, and I'm replacing it with a new backing plate because I filled all that with RTV silicone. I got those drill tapped, but I'm replacing it with a new Harley Screaming Eagle back plate. So we're going to take this off and replace it with this. I know they say it's but yeah, oops, my bad. All right, camera operator error right there, but I'm gonna give you a better view of this external breather kit I got on here. There you can see it's got tube in the front, tube in the back. Get the catch can down there. I mean, pretty simple, and there's a lot of things on the internet about how this system, saves your bike, blah, 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 and all that stuff, and they just do it to meet emissions and all that. But like I said, the internal combustion engine's been doing this for years. My 2013 Ford F-150 out there's probably got an EGR valve on it and sucks up the excess gas and burns it back off again. It's just one of those things. But the mess it makes, in my opinion, is not worth that extra. That carbon, you can put some additive in your fuel, it's going to burn off. The Harley motor's been running like this forever. So this bike's only got, I think, it's got 40,000 miles on it now, And my other bike, I tore it down at like 30,000. And there wasn't that much carbon on the pistons. It wasn't that bad, and it was pretty much all bone stock. So we're going to remove this. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of set the camera up, let you watch, see what I'm doing here, and I'll give you a little bit of info. All right, let's get this thing pulled off, and then I'll throw it up on the bench and kind of show you how I made this in case you would want to do it to your bike. Like I said, you see why I'm taking it off. I don't know why people want oil sprayed all over their bike. So let's get this thing tore apart real quick. Like I said, it's simple, ain't not much to it. those studs was 1/2 inch. These are 7/16. These bolts are going to the head. Just like that, pops off. Let's take it over to the bench and I'll show you what's going on here. Alright, we got it on the bench here. As you can see, this thing, see all that stuff just ran out of there? I just emptied, I just changed the oil on the bike and I just emptied that catch can and everything. And the bike has not been ran since, but I washed it. And that's from the water from where I washed the bike right there. How much water got in there already. So you get a little bit of oil in there and you get all this water that gets in there and you got a mess blowing back on your bike. If you do want to do this to your bike, it's pretty simple. I just took, drilled the holes out here. This is a 1/8 inch 27 national pipe thread. And it's just a little slip-on fitting with some hose. And now I got this little catch can. Forget what the brand is and where I got it at, but just a little catch can that actually comes apart. There's a little filter in there and stuff. Let's see if I can get this set up. I'll show you. Actually, I may need to get a wrench here. Alright, this thing just unscrews right there. You got this little filter in here, little filter. Look at that, thing's full of water. Just got water in it from where I washed it. That's no oil, that's just water from where I washed that bike. So you can just imagine if you get imagine if you get caught in the rain, how much water you're sucking into that and how much is just coming back out. It's just blowing all over your bike. That's the reason why I'm replacing it with just going back to stock stuff. I can't finish it up today because I thought I had an extra gasket, but I do not. So I'm gonna have to go to our Harley shop, which is terrible. They probably won't even have it anyways. Or I'm just gonna have to order one offline and have it shipped. So I won't be able to get this put back together till later on. So I'm gonna stop the video here, go try to get a gasket, and we'll get it back together for you. All right, guys, got a gasket. Of course, Harley didn't have one, so actually local independent shop here, he had one. I need to start going to him more often, everything, but I didn't figure Harley would have it. They're out of everything, but ended up getting the gasket, and now we're going to go ahead and start putting this thing back together now. I went ahead, got some Loctite already on my studs here, so we're going to set this up here and start these 3 studs, air cleaner studs, get them started first. Like I said, I already got some Loctite put on it, so we're going to just kind of snug those down a little bit. Got the new O-rings in the back, the backing plate. Yep. Bike's gonna roll away. I thought I had this jack all tied down, but I guess not. This is J&S jack I got it on right now. But we'll get these snug down. Said I got Loctite on the head screws already. New O-rings in the back. New O-rings on this. Go ahead and kind of get this all centered up where it's supposed to be. keep everything a little loose, trying to just get everything kind of started here. All right. Kind of make sure it's not going to wiggle around everywhere and that gasket slide off, something like that. So, all right, that's snugged up. He's snugged up. These 3 bolts right here, they get torqued to 50 to 60 inch-pounds. So set my torque wrench here. I'm just gonna go split it right down the middle. We're gonna go right about 55. Right there. This is a 1/2 inch. We started, so just want to alternate around here, tighten these things up. These 3 studs, like I said, 50 to 60 inch-pounds. Don't take much. There we go. Next one, the 2 breather screws up here. Those are going to go to 120 to 144 inch-pounds. So let's just say 130 pounds. Let's just go 130 pounds right there. And then you just want to alternate this. Go a little bit on this one, a little bit on this one, back to this, to here. There's the click. There's the click, so we're good there. The rest of it's just putting the air filter back on, putting the cover on. It's pretty simple. But we don't have none of this anymore, so see there's holes in these 2 bolts right here, and they go down, and that oil will drain back down through this into a little hole right here and get sucked back in and burn off. So any extra oil, gases, and all that stuff that build up in your heads is just going to get sucked back in and burn off. Alright guys, we got this thing. I went ahead and put the air cleaner back in it. Got it all cleaned up, re-oiled, did all that stuff. Everything got the cover on. I'm going to flip this camera around and we'll show you. There we go. See, it's all back together now. I do like that a little better. I like that black wrinkled finish on that plate back here. Kind of blends in a little better. Don't stand out. I do like that. But that was my take on doing an external breather kit on your Harley. Hey, you do you. If you want it on there and you think it makes that big of a difference, you do it. Like I said, I don't want to open a can of worms. I don't want to get into a big debate about it. I'm just letting you know the reason why I took mine off. Like I said, I think it'll be just fine. I'll run some good red. I think it's Redline that makes a good fuel injection cleaner and cylinder cleaner, and it does a real good job. I'll just run it through there like every other oil change or something, and just see what happens. But like I said, all that oil that sprays all over your bike, man, I didn't like it. Of course, you know, wife didn't like it spraying all over her shoe either, so I don't blame her. I wouldn't want oil spraying all over my shoe either. And I definitely didn't want to run it underneath the bike because I didn't want that oil spraying all underneath there, getting on the back tire, caking up all underneath the back, getting up in your belt, your brakes, all that stuff. It can't be good for it. So hopefully this will work out. And if you want to see more videos like this and everything, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, go ahead and comment. Do all that stuff, help us build this channel, and we'll get more content. We got a lot of things coming we want to do. I got some bike check videos coming out, so just stick around and check it out. Until next time, take it easy.